the return of the 30-foot diver plus a new color from OSP, a brand new top water underwater glide bait concept from Baitsanity, and Ben & Griff's mystery boxes are back. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle. The Hookup Tackle is the world's largest showcase of Megabass products, featuring baits and colors not found at any other dealer. The Hookup also offers a wide display of OSP, Evergreen, Depths, Lucky Craft, Jackal, and many more. The Hookup Tackle is owned and operated by family, is staffed by guides and verified tackle nerds who love helping anglers elevate their craft. If you're in the Phoenix area, we'd love to have you stop by our showroom and check out the wonderful world of Megabass and the Hookup for yourself. If you shop online, there are almost 10,000 SKUs of Megabass products alone, with hundreds of other companies and new products being added daily. So next time you're looking for that hard to find bait, that color your fish have never seen before, or maybe you just want to elevate your game, look at thehookuptackle.com. Welcome back, my friends. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, the Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined this fine Sunday morning by my buddy Jeffrey the King. Jeff?
What's up, buddy, old pal?
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic as always.
We are the Hookup Tackle USA. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle, where we highlight new product drops, important restocks, so you can stay on top of the game. Jeff, last night you drank with me off camera. So I'm assuming on camera.
Well, I had 2 beers last night.
Yeah.
That hit my quota for the year of 5 beers.
I don't think anybody's believing that you actually drank 2 beers last night. Well, here, 5 or 6, it's about the same.
5 is the quota. Can't go above that.
Griff? Once again, another Sunday all by myself. Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday to you guys. Let's enjoy the most delicious beer from Japan. Orion, did I get some beer in your eye when I cracked it?
No.
Okay.
I'm doing great.
You sleepy?
No. I'm wide awake.
Cheers, guys. Happy Sunday. It is the last weekend before Christmas, Jeff.
Is that a big deal or something?
Well, it is your last chance to get your loved one the perfect gift. We've got some really cool drops today, some new items, some restocks on some things. There's some charitable things in here. There's some cool things. So, are you ready to dive in?
I want to see what you have.
All right, well, I'm going to start right here. This is a bait that basically broke the bass fishing world when we brought it in. Finally, it returns, plus we add a new color this week. This is from OSP, the OSP Blitz Magnum EXDR. Now, this is the true, they're labeling it a 30-plus foot diver on 14 pound, right? Or actually on 16 pound. So if you are brave, you can throw it on 12 or 14. In theory, you should be able to get it into that 30-plus foot zone. Definitely gets a deeper dive depth than like a Big M 10XD, much deeper. So on live scope, we're getting it down. We're seeing it in the upper 20s, like right around 30. So it is working as advertised. Now this is one of the new colors this week, if I can get it out of the package. This is their new color, Citrus Shot. So there's a ton of colors, right? So there's things like Dazzler Baby Gill and Chartreuse Wakasagi and some of those other ones that I just showed you. Citrus Shad gets added to the line this week. So let me spec it out for you. It's 90 millimeters, so 3.5 inches, 1 7/8 ounce. And again, advertised as a 30-foot diver on 16 pound. They're also saying that it could reach 20 feet on a 60-foot cast. Right, so if you're just making a short little cast and need it to dive very quickly, it's going to have virtually a vertical dive. So if you guys are fishing little holes, little grass pockets, something like that, you no longer have to make this huge bomb cast to get the bait down. Even on a short cast, you can reach extreme depth with this thing. And it's just exploring new waters. Even with that dive depth, still cranks substantially less than a 10XD. So it's an easy one. Now, I will just throw this out there. Because this thing is getting down so deep, you are going to experience a little bit of fray around that lip. Okay, so just make sure that you're checking your line. So a lot of guys, as you cast or as it rubs, it may touch your line. So just make sure you're smart about this. You're in a depth that crankbaits really haven't got to before. You're grinding a lot more than some of the shallower diving ones. So just make sure you're checking your line so you're not breaking it off on the cast. But there you go. For now, at this moment, Jeff, all colors are available and in stock in this thing. They're going to go fast, okay, because a lot of guys have been waiting for this. But there you go. From OSP, the Blitz Magnum EXDR, available now. All right, also this week from OSP, last week, Jeff, we introduced the brand new color Real Gold Wakasagi, a really dope color. This week, we see them add it in the Varuna SP and the Varuna Spec 2. So the true suspending Varuna and then the silent version of this. So just in case you guys missed it last week we introduced it in the Varuna Float and we introduced it in the high cut. Here's a look at that color. Here's a look at Real Gold Wakasagi. So a very natural, beautiful bait fish pattern. It's got a fully transparent back. It's got a transparent shoulder. And then of course that light gold on the belly. It's just gonna be a great all-around color for, you know, that I would say slightly stained to slightly dingy water. This one's absolutely gonna crush. So there you go, available in 2 of our favorite baits. That is also new this week from OSP. All right, let's jump over to Baitsanity, okay? 2 big drops from them this week. So we're gonna start right here. Now this is a bait that they have been working on for a very long time. They sent us samples months ago to go through, learn how to use it. Fahad, the owner of Baitsanity, has been catching a ton of fish on this. You guys may be seeing this on things like Tackle Tour and that kind of stuff. This is the official launch of the Baitsanity Tug. Now, Tug is a acronym for Top Water Underwater Glide. Okay, so they wanted to develop a bait that was really a topwater bait, but that could also be used as a subsurface glide bait. Now, there is a lot of new things in this. Obviously, you'll notice that the packaging is very like comic bookish, right? I'm gonna take this out now. Before I take it out, let's go through these colors, okay? So I want you guys to see. So there is a, I don't even know what I got, metallic trout. There is a dark bluegill.
That's upside down, sir.
Dark bluegill. There is a American shad, a dark trout, and then a bass pattern, okay? So I should note that all of these are going to be pretty limited, okay? So this is a very difficult bait to produce. So they're only going to be done in small batches. So if this bait speaks to you, make sure you grab it, because when they're out of stock, they're going to be out of stock for a while, okay? Let me take one out. All right, so let me take this Tug out and walk through it with you guys, just in case you guys haven't been paying attention to everything that Baitsanity has been doing. So, you know, Baitsanity is one of those great companies that really tries to take a concept and twist it and make it unique to them, right? And this is definitely one of those baits. So initially what you're gonna see is you're gonna see kind of a tall, thin glide bait. It has carbon fiber inlay in the tail and in the fins. Okay, so that's just something, bougie it up a little bit. The tail is very important because it's a high float tail, okay? And that's gonna be important here in a second when we talk about the use of it. You're also gonna notice that it has these fabric fins here, and they are calling that fishnets. Okay, now the idea behind that was just so that you could add some scent. Right, and speaking with Fahad, you know, a lot of glide bait guys will get a lot of followers. So the idea was, well, what if it smelled good? Right? What if they're following it and it released some scent? Would that possibly trigger them? Just a stab, right? They were going to put something there anyways, so it gives you guys an opportunity to put some scent there and try it. Could be a great idea, might not make any difference. What really makes the Tug unique is this internal system. So inside there is basically a spring-loaded weight here in the mouth of this bait that shifts. So as this bait moves, it slides up and down. Okay, so it's almost impossible for me to do it. Right, so you can hear it shifting in there. The idea of this is on the surface, once you get into a groove with this, when this thing pops, that weight shifts and this thing creates a sound that is designed to mimic the sound of a fish slurping something off the surface. Okay, and when you hear it, and you hear it work, and you hear it pop, it literally sounds just like that. It sounds like a fish that just crushed a trout, crushed a shad, something like that, to where it's creating almost like a calling to all the other fish around for them to come up and smack this thing. You can certainly use it under the surface. If you just steady retrieve it, it's going to have just a very simple glide to it. But where this thing is really going to come into play is as a topwater bait. Okay, and you're going to use it as kind of a glide / walking bait. That's how you're really going to find that this thing is going to fill a void that you guys might have in your arsenal. Now, because of the difficulty in producing this thing, materials for a Baitsanity bait, it's a much more expensive offering. We're used to Baitsanity being in a $30 to $70 offering. You're going to be at $139.99 on this. So this is kind of their first stab in a really true premium made bait. What I can tell you, no other bait is like this. It creates a sound that is totally unique. Now, if that sound draws strikes for you and you get bites that you're not getting otherwise, that's to be determined. What I can tell you is Fahad's been catching the shit out of them. He came out to show Griff literally for like 3 hours. He fished with Griff and Manny, show him how to use it, caught one, right? So it is catching fish for everybody that has had them. I think it's going to be a really fun tool to use. It does have a little bit of a learning curve to it. It's not the easiest bait to use. You got to really figure out your rhythm. You're going to probably want to use braid on this. Okay, so braid to leader, probably like a short little leader, is probably going to be your friend, because it's going to be really important that you're able to dictate that movement on it and really get that snap for that weight to shift and really make that sound. Okay, so excited for you guys to get it, excited for you guys to try it. Again, available in those colors while supplies last. That is the brand new Tug from Baitsanity, available now. All right, staying on Baitsanity for a minute, we have mentioned time and time again that, you know, we love working with companies that build great baits, but we also love working with really good people. And the guys at Baitsanity are just amazing humans. They wanted to do something really in the spirit of the season, right? And they asked if we would partner up with them on this, and of course we jumped at the opportunity. We are calling this the Glide Baits for Good segment of Baitsanity. Baitsanity teamed up with two artists, Garrett's Customs and Ted Lincoln. Okay, now Ted Lincoln won our Baitsanity Explorer Gill event, right? So the dude knows Baitsanity baits. But what they did is they hired them to create some custom patterns in both the Antidote Glide and in their Explorer Glide. So these are going to be hand painted by those two guys. These are going to be limited runs. There's only 9 of each color available. Okay, so 1 of 9. They're about $15 to $20 more than what you're paying for the non-custom painted one. But for every Antidote Glide purchased, Baitsanity is going to buy a $25 Christmas Angel off the tree for Salvation Army. And for every Explorer Glide purchased, they're going to buy a $50 Christmas Angel off the tree for Salvation Army. And in fact, once I agreed to do this with them, they've already went and purchased it, right? So you guys might even be watching some of the B-roll of them purchasing. Salvation Army posted about this the other day, thanking them for doing it. So for every bait you get, not only do you get a artist limited edition painted bait, which is super dope, but the proceeds all went to gifting kids in need some toys for Christmas to hopefully give them a great Christmas, right? So I'm going to go through these baits with you. So this first one is let's take it out because you really need to see this. All right, so color number 1 from Garrett's Custom. This is Delta Smelt, and this is going to be available in an Antidote. This is a beautiful color. It's a transparent brown back. You've got the pearl belly, the shine. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous color. Killer job on this one. So you've got a very natural color there in an Antidote. And then the other option in an Antidote is from Ted Lincoln. This is Sacramento Salmon Smelt You guys know smelt Wakasagi, same thing, right? And this is going to be a little bit darker pattern, a little bit shinier. So you've got the couple of options. You've got this nice, beautiful, natural kind of dark smelt, and then you've got that transparent one. So those are your two options in the Antidote Glide. And again, limited to only 9 pieces each. And then in the Explorer from Garrett's Custom, you have Trout 2.0. I'm not going to open this because I don't want to ruin the package since it's a limited drop. So a beautiful trout pattern, looks sick. And by the way, the colors go all the way to the tail as well, and it still does have that hatch match tail. And then from Ted Lincoln, you have this super sick color they're calling Gold Leaf. So it's kind of like almost like a flash carpish type look, and that is Gold Leaf. So 4 different patterns. With every purchase, you're gifting a child in need some gifts for Christmas. So while supplies last, those are available from our friends at Baitsanity. All right, guys, let's jump over to Megabass. Nothing new from Megabass this week. Just wanted to highlight a couple of important restocks. And in case anybody's watching looking for some gift ideas, I'm going to mention a couple of things for you. Okay, so back in stock, a bunch of the missing colors that have been out of stock for a long time in the Megabass Sleeper Gill. So some of the JDM only colors like Black Gill, Pink Gill, Cichlid, Chartreuse Lime, Brownie, those all return this week from Megabass. Also, if you are looking for some great gift ideas, you can never go wrong with a 110, 110 Junior, any other jerkbait line. So there's still some Respect Series colors available if you're looking for something more limited. Dorado still has a handful available. Itogori still has a handful available. We still have some Fine Art Vision 110 Juniors. There's an Oikawa and an IU in the Fine Art pattern. And then, you can't go wrong with a Live X Model 1 LBO. And we still have some fine art colors in there as well, Fine Art Ghost Wakasagi and Kawamutsu. So if you're looking to pick up a couple of baits, maybe as stocking stuffers, can't go wrong with Megabass, can't go wrong with Fine Art. So those are available again this week from Megabass. All right, Jeff, let's talk soft plastics for a minute, shall we? Some new soft plastics this week. We're going to start right here. So about a month ago, we introduced you to the Burrican Swimmer from Owner Japan, which is known as Getnet Cultiva. Right? One of our favorite, like rigged paddle tail swim baits. When we dropped that, I can't tell you how many DMs we got begging for us to bring over another soft plastic from them called the Juster Stick. Okay? Now, we had already had it ordered. We already had it planned for this to come in, but it was really cool to see how many people are like, holy shit, you can get that? Get the Juster Stick. Well, today we officially release the Getnet Cultiva Juster Stick. Okay, now this is a Senko Fluke hybrid style bait. Okay, and I want to kind of just walk through these colors with you so you can see them. Can you see that okay in the glare, Jeff? Okay, so it's available in a bunch of colors. There's some shad colors, there's some green pumpkins, there's some IUs, there's some golden shiners, right? But what the Juster Stick is, here, let me open one of these up here. Okay, so I should note that this is a 5-inch bait. So the Juster Stick is built from 2 different materials. So you can see there, it's kind of a take on a Senko style bait. It has a wide body and then a very, very thin tail, right? Semi-triangular, it's got some grooves in it. Everything is done on purpose. So what you're getting is on the top, on the surface, you're getting a heavier salted plastic, and on the bottom, you're getting a lighter plastic. So what's happening is that heavier salt is continuously kind of rocking the bait, right? So if you rig this weightless like a Senko, you're going to get that same kind of flashing top to bottom motion from the body, while that tail is just back there quivering side to side. So you're getting this beautiful natural look as it's falling, and much more flashing because of that double composition in the bait. Now, this is not just a one-use bait like a Senko can be. You can use this like a fluke as well and twitch it, and because of that tail design, it twitches and walks side to side beautifully. You can use it as a free rig. It's a super popular free rig bait because it's going to fall relatively quick, but it also has a real aggressive kind of darting action. You can use it as a Texas rig and just work it on the bottom. So if you guys are fishing for bass that are feeding on tilapia or gizzard shad or you know, a fish that's generally kind of digging around in the dirt. As you hop this thing on the bottom, it's moving, but that tail is quivering. So a lot like those fish that are really trying to dig in, you're always getting a constant amount of wag out of the back end of that bait, even though the front end is kind of staying still. You can fish it on a flashy swimmer. You can put a ball head or a jig head on it and use it like on a B-wall rig. A super, super versatile bait. I think you guys are gonna catch a ton of fish on it. $7.99, so a pretty good price for a JDM soft plastic. And again, available in a bunch of colors. We're going to do our best to keep these as a regular stock item, right? But it's been a process to get them in. It's been several years in the making to get these baits to get a steady flow. So if it speaks to you, definitely grab them, but don't worry about falling in love with it because it is a bait that we plan on keeping around, okay? So there you go, the Cultiva Getnet Juster Stick from Owner. Those are available now. All right, while we're on soft plastics, some new color drops this week from Reaction Innovations. So, you know that we're all big fans of Reaction Innovations here. You know, anything from the Shiver Glide to the Skinny Dipper, Little Dipper, we talk about them all the time, right? So some new color drops. Let's start right here. A brand new color from them. This is called Lab Rat. Now this is going to be available eventually in 4 items, but this week we see it land in 3. So this is the Little Dipper in Lab Rat. So you can see it's kind of like a Pro Blue type color, but it's more of a matted finish. It's a little smoky. It's got some very finesse little flake in it. It's just a beautiful, natural kind of muted profile shad color. Simple, but it's going to catch a ton of fish, right? So that is available in the Little Dipper. It is also available as a Shiver Shot and a Shiver Glide. Okay, so the Shiver Glide, obviously designed to work like a fluke. The Shiver Shot, basically the same thing, downsized. A lot of guys use it as a drop shot bait, thus the name shot, but you can use it like a fluke just as well. Griff, the other day on TikTok, did his double fluke rig where he actually rigged up 4 of these at a time, and it blew up, right? So we'll demonstrate that up here, but you can do that double fluke rig by attaching CPS springs. And if you want the full breakdown, shoot us a DM or jump over on TikTok and you can see how he did that. But super dope color there. And then another new color this week in the Shiver Glide, we see the addition of Electric Shad. So this is a color that's, I mean, pretty much been needed in their lineup. It's almost the #1 seller in every other company's lineup. So you just get that nice kind of pearl belly and you get that kind of muted semi-tone back with the kind of purple fuchsia flake. And there's just a very natural looking bait fish pattern. So that is available this week from Reaction Innovations. All right, Jeff, a bait that was maybe one of the most hyped December baits that I've seen on Instagram. Okay, it released, there was so much anticipation, then after it released there was a lot of shit talking. Okay, but it's a bait that everybody needs to try. Okay, so let's dissect it. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, the official release in this store of the Yamamoto Yamacraw. Okay, now the build up to this point from Yamamoto was a bait that we've been working on for so long, blah, 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 right? And then it released and everybody's like, yo, great, you made a Rage Craw. Right? Now, is that a Rage Craw or is that innovation?
I don't fish either.
Okay. Well, let's look. Here, I pulled one out.
Okay.
Is this a good color to see?
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
So I should point out that this is a little different take from Yamamoto. Okay, so guys are used to Yamamoto being a very heavily salted, like fast sinking bait. This bait is constructed from Yamamoto's floating plastic. So the same plastic they're using in like their Ned, right, is going to be in this as well. So this is going to give you a very high float. It's going to give you a lot of buoyancy, a lot of movement. It's very soft, as you can see, but it's unsalted, no flavor, no scent, right? But It's going to stand up really high for when you want it to do that. So I know Brett was in here the other day and he was super stoked about this being like maybe one of the best bed baits in his lineup because of how it moves and because of how compact it is and that it stands and that these claws are super, super thin. So they're going to move with very little needed effort. Traditionally with like a Rage Craw, when this is thicker, it just kind of weighs the claws down. But because of this plastic and because they built it with grooves in it, it's going to maintain that motion. So even as it's sitting still, it's still kind of going to move, which is pretty cool, right? Now, let's just compare and contrast because I don't want to not bring up the obvious because it sure looks a lot like a Rage Craw. Rage Craw. Yamacraw. Similar?
Similar, sure.
Yeah. So there's some different things. I mean, it is very, very similar, but the biggest difference between these two is that this one's going to be made out of a floating plastic. So it's just going to give you a different look. You can use this with a chatterbait. You can use it as a jig trailer. You can fish it on its own. You can flip it. And it's a floating plastic that's not elastic. So you don't have to necessarily freak out about it. If you need to cut this down, you know, super easy. You can cut through it, you can make it shorter, more compact. So a lot of versatility that you can do with this bait. 20 colors, okay? I'm gonna fly through them very fast, okay? Green pumpkin. Green pumpkin magic. Green pumpkin blue. Sadly, that's the end of green pumpkin.
Oh, I thought we were just gonna keep going.
No 301. No 330. I don't know what the hell is happening with Yamamoto, but if they're watching this, they're probably not, right? But if they are, here, I'll drink for you if you put 330 and 301. I didn't read it. Plum apple. Bama bug. Mode grass. South Africa special. Not sure how that one beat out green pumpkin candy, but that one. Sapphire blue, watermelon magic. I lied, Jeff. Green pumpkin watermelon.
There you go.
Okay. Black blue flake, bug grinder, green weenie, sight flash, definitely a bed fishing bait. Swim jig, that would be a 6 swim jig color. Bruised shin, fire craw, watermelon red. Watermelon moon dust, Okeechobee craw, and then of course chartreuse pepper that I showed you before. So 20 colors. Those are available now from Yamamoto. All right, Jeff, last week we reintroduced the Spro Rat, right? Now, we only got it in the one size, the Spro Rat 40, okay, which is pretty much the main size. But a lot of guys are like, oh man, I want a smaller one, I want a bigger one. This week, we fill out the line. Okay, so if you wanted the bigger one, guess what? Spro Rat 50s are back. Okay, so you've got the brand new Spro Rat 50. Those are back. This is the 5.5 inch, 2 1/4 ounce rat. Of course, the 40s we got in last week. We also got in the smaller sizes, the Spro Rat 30. Okay, so this is a 3 1/4 inch, 1/2 ounce version. And then we also got the little tiny Spro Rat 25, so 2.5 inch, 5/16 ounce. So if you guys are wanting to try a rat but don't have a rig to throw a big one, or maybe you're fishing just smaller little areas, there's a cute little option for you. Now, the tail system is different in this Spro Rat. They are also offering spare tails for each size as well, and those are all in stock and available as well. So some great offerings. Again, finally from Spro, the entire rat collection is rounded out. Those are available now. All right, Jeff, let's talk about a couple of bigger baits here for a second. Now, not big, but bigger.
I see.
Okay, so Sunny Bros. We brought in a bunch of their soft plastics, right? They make that drug stick, the drug whip. This is their 2-joint glide. This is the Sunny Bros Bloodstyle 178. Okay, now I'll take one out so we can play with it. Here, let's take out this one. Now, this is going to have a very, very similar look to the Jackal. All right, so it's a very similar look to a Dow's. This is a very popular, just a very popular style in Japan right now, right? This kind of multi-joint glide. So basically what it allows you to do is it allows you to swim it or glide it either way. This is just a nice compact size, so it's going to be a very easy size to throw. Spec it out for you guys so you know exactly what you're looking at. It's 178 millimeters, 2 ounces, so really easy bait to toss around. So it's available in a handful of colors. Again, this is one of those that we're not going to see a lot of inventory on because it's still a very small, niche kind of startup brand, but a cool little bait to play with nonetheless in some really dope colors. So that is new this week from Sunny Bros. Staying in the big bait realm for a minute, from Imakatsu, we see the addition this week of the Imakatsu Buzzbill Magnum. Jeff, have you played with this bait much?
Maybe a little bit in the tank.
So Griff and I have been playing with this. This is a pretty dope bait. What do you think of this bait, Griff?
Oh, he's pretty sick.
Yeah, I think you guys are gonna have a lot of fun with this. It's 180 millimeters big. It's a floating bait, 1.3 ounces. I'll take it out so you guys can see it. There's a lot of versatility to this thing, but it's going to be a really cool bait just to play with. You can see that it's got kind of this soft plastic tail, obviously the single joint. Now you can cast this and just swim it straight and it will wake. You can cast it and burn it and it will dive. You can also walk it, and it's got an amazing sound as it walks. Now what's interesting about this bait is where most baits kind of have, I would say, one built-in action, or even if a bait says, hey, we do multiple things, right? This bait has a very unique joint system, right? Where you can actually twist this part of the bait farther away, or you can twist it closer in to create tighter motions, louder motions, quieter motions. So it's got some flexibility and some customization merely by, you know, maybe you just do 2 cranks like that, and then it changes the look and it changes how it's banging on it. You can tighten it up, and you're going to tighten up the swim action, right? So there's some cool things that you can do with this. It's a really fun bait. I think if you guys like fishing larger baits on the surface, for me, it's really going to be more of a true walking bait. It looks amazing when it's walked. So there you go. The Buzzbill Magnum from Imakatsu. This guy's available in 6 different colors, the 3 that I showed you. Plus, there's some kind of shinier bait fish patterns in there. So while supplies last, those are available now. Okay, a couple other new additions from Imakatsu this week, Jeff. Bring you the Imakatsu Abe Rubber HD. Okay, so this is their little finesse jig. We talk about little finesse jigs all the time. We sell gazillions of these things, right? So this guy is going to be the heavy duty version, just the HD version, so it's a little bit heavier. It's 2.7 grams, which is still super light, but it's got a beefier hook, beefier weed guard, so designed for a little heavier line, a little heavier cover. You can pitch it around with a bait caster if you wanted to. Just a little bit more power, bunch of colors in there. Those are new from Imakatsu. We also see some new color additions and a restock in the IK 180 crankbait. So this is a great 55 millimeter half-ounce crankbait. It's a floating crank made in Japan. Some great colors all the way around in this thing. It's a silent crankbait design. This is a great one just for like multi-purpose use. Just a cast and wind natural crank. Again, let me not hook myself. Right, so you're not going to get really any sound in there. You can see it's just a great one for just grinding the bank, casting around rocks, banging it around cover. You're going to get that 6 to 12 foot dive depth depending on what line that you're using. So again, just a good all-around bait from Imakatsu. That's the IK 180. Those are available now. All right, for you Shimano rod fans, a bunch new models arrived this week in both Zodias and Expride. So if you've been looking for some models, I'll just highlight a few of these. The 7.4 extra heavy, 7.1 heavy from Zodias arrive. A bunch of new spinning models. By the way, we added like the 610 medium jerkbait rod is back. There's a 7.2 medium heavy and a 6.8 medium in Expride. So just a bunch of more models for you guys to play around with that maybe you've been waiting on. So if you are a fan of either of those are available now from Shimano. All right, and then let's end it, Jeff, with the return of something that Griff and I did last year. Griff, come in here with me. Let me slide this over. Come sit on my lap. Nope. Okay. It's Griff, everyone. Can you see him, Jeff?
Yeah, I can see him.
Did you just yawn in our video?
Just come a little.
You're terrible.
Move your thingamajigger over. Let him in.
It's Griff,
Give him
everyone.
some room. There we go.
All right. Last year, Griff and I just... Were we bored? I don't even know why we did this. We decided to offer Ben and Griff mystery boxes, and they were such a hit that we decided to do them again this year. Now, we are literally going to be pulling and shipping these over the next 2 days. So this is it. Today's the last day to get these because we're going to be out of time to get them to you guys. So if you've been on the fence about grabbing one, or maybe you're just looking for that perfect gift for somebody, obviously you could always go with a gift card, all right? Let them get what they want. Or if you want Ben and Griff to do the shopping for you, if you trust us, I mean, look at us, right?
Who doesn't trust us?
Right, we're gonna take care of you. You can roll the dice on one of these. So we're gonna offer these in 5 different things, okay? We're gonna do a $100 mystery box, okay? So $100, Griff and I are gonna go around, we're gonna shop, we're gonna autograph the box. You get a worthless Griff signature and a very valuable me signature. Yeah, that's Griff's signature.
I like Griff's better.
Mine doesn't say bougie on it.
Yeah, it doesn't say bougie.
It doesn't say bougie. It says Benjamin Kohler.
No, it says
Yeah.
bougie,
Bougie.
Badass.
bougie killer.
Bougie killer.
Bougie killer.
That's even better.
We're also going to offer this in a $250 box. Okay. We are going to offer it in a $500 mystery box.
Now we're getting there.
Okay, so there's
Getting there.
obviously a lot more things that we can put in a $500 box. Then we are going to offer it in a special $1,000 box. Now we limited this to 10 items. I think there's only a few left.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's a couple.
so just because it takes us a long time. So with the $1,000 box, Griff or myself will reach out to you just to get a sense for what you need.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to make sure that we're going in the right direction for you. So if you're a smallmouth guy in the northern part of the country, I just don't want to buy you punching gear for Florida.
Yeah,
right?
right.
So maybe you have a rod that's missing or a reel that's missing, or maybe you just need tackle, you're a swim bait guy or a soft plastics guy or whatever. That's going to come with some customization so we make sure we're going down the right path. Because $1,000's a lot.
It's a lot.
I don't want you to get a box of $1,000 worth of stuff you're not going to
$1,000 of bug baits.
right? Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's the Ben and Griff and not just the Griff.
Yeah.
Or the Griff and Jeff, okay? So that is available. And then just out of pure curiosity, we have decided to offer one
A large box,
$10,000
dude.
$10,000 mystery box.
Or two.
Okay, so there is a $10,000 mystery box option. Dude, you got to be really fucking crazy
Well,
to trust us with 10 grand.
That comes with a plane ticket, right? To the shop? And a
To
guided
sleep with Griff.
sleep
or
you
Jeff.
with Griff.
You can watch Griff sleep.
Ooh.
Or Jeff.
Yeah. So this also will obviously come with a consultation, so we make sure we
I would hope
understand
so.
what you know, where your lineup is, what holes there are to fill.
$10,000 in Senkos.
Oh my God, that would be the most boring person on earth,
But
wouldn't
not
it?
301.
Do you think
Or 330.
Do you think
Right.
all the Vision 110s would be 100,000 that we have in stock?
100,000, yes.
Yeah.
10,000, but this is only a $10,000 box. Relax, bougie
Oh, I
guy.
thought we were going up there.
Jeez.
Maybe that'll be next year. We'll
Oh.
see if anybody's just nuts, right? Maybe we'll go all the way until somebody stops buying them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
don't let us down.
If you are super crazy and you would like Griff and I to make you a $10,000 Christmas present, there you go. The $10,000 mystery box. Only one is available. Okay? That is available now from us.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's do it. All right, my friends. That is a wrap for today. Jeff,
How was the beer today?
it was delicious as always.
Yeah, that can is dope.
That can is beautiful, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's such a dope can.
Well, I'm going to finish my day just drinking more of these.
Oh,
since
okay.
you didn't drink any of them and Griff didn't drink any of
Yeah,
them.
you're welcome.
My friends, on behalf of myself and Jeff and Griff and everybody here at the Hookup Tackle, thank you guys for giving us time on your Sunday mornings. Thank you for the business. Thank you for the support. If you have any questions on anything that we covered today, drop it down below in the messages and I will definitely get to it. Jeff will leave links to the products, of course, if you want to check any of them out closer. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. It is so close to Christmas. I won't see you guys again until Christmas. So have a wonderful Christmas Eve, a wonderful Christmas morning, and we will be back on Christmas Day for our Misfit Christmas. Something new that we've never done before. We'll drop details on that this week. So cheers, my friends. Have a wonderful weekend. Go hug your family. Go catch some fish. Try not to freeze if you live somewhere where it snows. Peace. See you next week.